Hello, my dear kids. How are you all? I hope you all are doing good, healthy, and happy. So, here I am, your computer educator, Yashvi. So, I am taking your computer classes. So, in this class, we will start chapter number first of your book. And the name of the chapter is Hardware and Software. So, my dear kids, my dear learners, we will see about what are hardwares and why we can call hardwares. Next, we will see software. What are the softwares that are there in your systems that is very useful in our day-to-day lives? So what are hardwares and what are softwares of a computer? Because in the class first and second, we already discussed what is computer, their parts, how we can use the computer, what are the safety precautions we have to need. All these things we already study in class first and second. So in third class, we will look about hardwares and software. So let's start this class. Let's have a look on this chapter, hardware and software. So, hello friends, we are aware of what is a computer and are familiar with its parts now. So now we are familiar with their parts also. We know already in the previous class, we know about computer and their parts. The parts of a computer can be divided into two categories. So the computer parts are divided into two categories, hardwares and software. So let's see these things in detail in this chapter. Okay, so let's start. Computer system. First, we will see what is a computer system. So a computer system is a set of devices that input, output, process and store data and information. That is a computer system. So what does computer system working? They will input, output, process and store your data in the computer. So this is a computer system. So it includes all the parts, instruction, programs or application as well as the user. So they have all the things in it. The computer systems have input, output, process and store data and informations in your computer system. Okay. So this is the computer system having all the parts, that is keyboard, mouse, CPU, monitor. Okay. Next. Components of a computer system. So what are the components that are there in the computer system? Let's see. Let's have a look. The computer consists of three main components. So the components of the computer system has three. So what are the three components? Let's have a look. First is computer hardware. What the first system is? That is computer hardware. The first is computer hardware. So what the computer hardware is doing? So all the physical component of a computer are called device or computer hardware. Hardware means the parts of the computer that we can touch is known as the hardware, just like keyboard, mouse. We can able to touch. So that's why they are hardware. So all the physical component important. So all the physical component of a computer is called device or a computer hardware. Each part of a computer has a different function to perform. We all know every part of a computer, whether it's keyboard, mouse, CPU, has their own function. So hardware is clear. Hardware is something that we can able to touch. That is hardware. Okay. For example, keyboard, mouse, monitor, CPU are the hardware of a computer. So these are the hardware. Okay. Like keyboard, mouse and CPU. All these are the hardware because we can able to touch. Okay. Next is program or system software. So what is system or programs? Let's see. So programs are the set of instruction that we give to the computer to perform specific tasks. So if you want to perform a specific task on a computer, so you have to be programming. So program are the set of instructions, okay, that will perform your specific task in the computer. Software is a collection of programs that assist a computer in performing various tasks, such as when you want to type something, you can use the word processor software and start typing. So softwares are there in the computers or programs, or we can say system software or programs are there. So that's why we can able to perform a specific task, just like typing, painting, or etc. So it's only because of the system software. Next is the users. Users are one. Who are users? We are the user who use that computer. So we all know that a computer cannot work on its own. So we already know computers are machines, so they cannot work at its own. It works on the instruction given by the user to execute the program. So whatever the instruction you are giving to that computer, that they can work on it. Okay. The user is the person who gives the command to the computer to perform the particular task. So with the help of your instruction, they can able to perform that task. Computer cannot do it by themselves. Whatever you command, whatever the instruction you are giving, they are following all these things. So these things is clear: hardware, software, and user. Okay. Now we will see in depth. Computer hardware. First we will study what is a computer hardware. What are the things that comes under computer hardware? Let's see. Computer hardware is the term used for the physical component of a computer. So computer hardware is a physical component that we can able to touch, that we can able to see. It consists of interconnected electronic device that allow us to control computer operations, input and output. With the help of hardware, we can able to control all the functions of our computer. So a computer does not require all the components. However, a computer cannot function without the parts listed below. So these are the parts of the computer. So without their parts, the computer cannot able to perform. First is processor, memory, motherboard. These are the parts of computer that are very essential, very important. First is processor. What is processor? A component that execute instruction from the software and hardware. It's known as processor. What it known as? It's known as processor. Second, memory. So it is the temporary primary storage for data traveling between the storage and the CPU. So they store your data. Okay, the memory is there to store your data in the computer. And next is motherboard. So it connects all components of the computer. So with the help of motherboard, it connects all the components of your computer. Okay. Now, input device such as the keyboard to input data into the computer. So with the help of keyboard, we can enter data in the computer. Next is output device such as monitor to display the result. Okay. And next, storage device, that is hard drive. It helps us to permanently store data. So in the hard device, we can able to store all your data in it. Okay. Now we will see the processor. What is a processor? So the central processing unit, that is CPU, is a computer processors often linked to the brain of the computer. So CPU is also known as the brain of the computer. It executes instruction in response to the command provides. Typically, the CPU is housed with a 2-inch ceramic square containing a silicon chip. So in the CPU, we have this chip, that is silicon chip is there. Okay. So as well as we already know that CPU is also known as the brain of the computer. Okay. So there are three main components of CPU. So CPU has three main components. So let's see what are these three components. First is control unit, second is memory unit, third is arithmetic logic unit. So these are the three units that is there in the CPU. So let's see what are their roles. First is control unit. So this unit is used to control the functioning of all the parts of the computer. So with the help of control unit, we can able to manage all the functions of your computer. Second is memory unit. So it store all the data and instruction that we give to a computer and then need to process it. So in the memory unit, they have the work to store all the things. So it store all your data and instruction that we give to the computer and that needs to be processed. This unit passes the data and instruction to ALU or CU. Okay. So storage is helped with the help of memory unit. Now arithmetic unit, what is the role of arithmetic unit in CPU? Let's see. So this unit is used to do all the calculation work of the computer. So all the calculation work is done with the arithmetic logic unit. It performs arithmetic as well as logical calculations in the computer. So these three parts are very essential parts of a CPU, that is control unit, memory unit and arithmetic logic unit. So the processor is placed inside a box called CPU box or cabinet. Okay. All the parts of the computers are connected to CPU box with the help of wires. So all the parts of the computers are connected with the CPU with the help of wires. Now we will see what are the memory that is there in the computer. Like your brain also have memory, computer also have memory. So memory is a temporary data storage space that store information being processed by the computer's CPU. Computers primarily used of two types, that is RAM and ROM. These are the two memory units, RAM RAM, ROM ROM. Let's see one by one what are these all about. Starting with RAM, RAM, random access memory. So RAM is the area that are used for holding the program and their data while the program is working with them. So they hold the programs in RAM. The data in RAM is erased when power is switched off. When the power is gone, all the data that is there in RAM is erased. But the data that is there in ROM, what happened? ROM means read only memory. Read only memory is the full form of ROM. So ROM contains permanently recorded instructions that are necessary for starting up a computer. So ROM is important to start up your computer. So instruction in ROM can be read but cannot change. So instruction can be read but cannot change the data that is there in the ROM. So these are the two memory units, RAM and ROM. Next is motherboard. This motherboard we can easily see in the computers. So let's see what are they. So the motherboard is the computer main circuit board. This is also known as the circuit board of a computer. So it is a thin plate that holds the CPU, central processing unit, memory, connectors for the hard drive and other hardware components of the computer. So they control all the things. That is motherboard. Okay. So motherboard also known as circuit board. Okay. Now we will see input device. What are input device? We already know the output devices, the devices which we can touch, feel, see. These are the output, or we can say hardwares. Okay. Now we will see some input devices and output devices in it. Okay. Okay, that is a part of hardware. We already know hardware. In hardware, we categorize as input devices and output devices. So let's see what are they. So the devices that help us to give data and instruction to the computer are called input devices. That give instruction to the computer, this is known as input devices. Keyboard, mouse, scanners, webcam and microphones are the few examples of input devices. So these devices are used to give input to your computer. So different devices help us to input data in different form, for example. So these are some input devices that give input to your computer, just like keyboard, type text, mouse and stylus, point, click and draw, scanner, used for scanning image, digital camera, take photos, microphone, record voices, touch screen, select and move object, barcode reader, read and interpret barcodes, and graphic tablets means draw images. So these are the input devices which we can use to give input to your computer, whether it's keyboard, mouse or scanner. Okay, so these are the input devices. Now we will see some output devices. Okay, so the devices that display the result or work done by the computer. So the work done by the computer is displayed by the output devices. These devices displays result after processing of data. After processing of data, they can give. Okay, different output devices display output in different form. For example, see here we can see different objects, different parts of a computer used to give output to the computer. First is monitor. It shows us anything we do on a computer like drawing, cartoon, writing text, drawing pictures, etc. So whatever we can able to do in the computer is just because of the monitor. It is also known as visual display unit. So monitor is also known as visual display unit. Next is printer. Printer nowadays is very famous to do black and white and color printer. So it gives us result on a sheet of a paper in the form of hard copy. Okay. Next, speaker is also used. So this output device is used to listen music and various type of sound with the help of speaker. So they help us to give output to the computer. So monitor, speaker and printer are the output devices. Now we will move on some storage devices that is used to store the data of the computer. So what are they? So sometimes there is not enough space in the computer hard drive to store data. In some cases, we need some devices to help us to store data. For example, pen drive, CDs, DVD, hard drive, etc. to store the data. So these devices are used to store your data. Okay. Now one activity is for you. Name the following in one word. You have to give me in one word. Like, what are the physical component of a computer? They are called hardware. I am collection of program. Collection of program. What is known as? What is called? Software. Okay. You can type text using me. Keyboard. I am the computer main circuit board. That is motherboard. I am also known as visual display unit. Monitor. We already discussed all these things. Okay. Now we will see some computer software. So what are the software that is there in your computer? Let's see one by one. So the working of a computer is not only dependent on hardware. So working of computer is not only dependent on hardware. It requires a set of instruction that tells the computer what to do with the data or input we give. Okay. So in computer terminology, this set of instruction is known as program, or one or more program is known as software. So software is there. Okay. With the help of software, we can able to do. Okay. So an audio CD when played gives us sound. Here the CD is a hardware. The sound which comes from CD is called software. Software can be of two types. They have system software and operating software. What are these software all about? Let's see one by one. First is system software. These are the programs that helps to run a computer hardware and application program. So with the help of computer can able to run with the help of system software. For example, operating system, drive, utility programs. These are the system software. Now we will see operating software. Okay. So an operating software is the software that allows a user to run other application on a computer device. It works as a mediator between the computer and user. Some of example of operating software like Windows, Linux and Mac. Okay, in which they can operate your computer with the help of operating systems. Now we will see some utility programs. So these are the programs that add functionality to your computer or help us to perform better. These include antivirus software, data backup, disk repair. So they give extra functionality to your computer. So let's see some of application softwares that is there, okay, in your computer. So application software are those programs which are developed to help users to do some specific kind of work. So the user with the help of these application software, they can perform some tasks. These are the some following example of application software. First is word processing software. So it helps us to type letters, stories in WordPad and MS Word. So they help us to type anything. Next is presentation software. So help us to make presentations. So with the help of presentation software, for example, PowerPoint. Next is Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. So allow us to access internet with the help of Google Chrome and Internet Explorer. Now Photoshop or Adobe Premium to edit video and pictures. So if you want to edit your pictures and videos, you can use Photoshop or Adobe Premium. Next is Window Media Player, that is VLC player. It is used to listen music. So these are the some software that we can use. Okay. So these are some application software, and one activity is to you have to write the names, okay, of operating system, utility software, presentation software, that is MS PowerPoint? Yes. MS Word, can you name that system? Google Chrome, can you name that system? Okay, just try to name it. So yeah, this chapter is all about. So I'm hoping so chapter first is totally clear to you. So that's all, my dear learners, for this class. This chapter is over. I will see you in your next class. Till then, keep learning, keep shining. Have a good day. Bye-bye.